Hello, everybody. This is Joe the Lawyer, and this is another episode of Analog Man Cave. And there's a whole lot going on, guys. So I'm going to talk about today the OGL and how it affects the average gamer, me, you, us, right? Because there's a lot of talk about how it's going to affect the industry and how it's going to affect the hobby, and that's a trickle down effect on us. But that's what I'm going to try to get into because I've noticed that everybody's talking big picture, but nobody's talking what does it mean to me, what does it mean to you, what does it mean to just Joe Sixpack, just the guy who just plays D&D sometimes with his friends, and is he going to notice a difference and what's going to happen, right? So I figured we'd look at a top down approach in a sense to start with really quick because I'm assuming you all know what's going on. If you don't, I'm not, this isn't a video for you. All right, so if you don't know what's going on, check out another person's video, then come back here. But I'm assuming there's not too many people who are watching this who have no clue what's up. So let's look at it from worst case scenario, right? Let's say they get rid of the 1.0A. Let's say they eliminate it. And then what do you have? What's the effect of that? Um, it all depends on how vicious they're going to get. And I think they're going to go scorched earth. So worst case scenario, they want nobody publishing third party products. They want to salt the ground. They want to clear. They want to nuke everybody. Essentially, is what we're looking at here. Okay. So they put such a ridiculous, egregious terms in this thing that you're a fool if you sign up, and therefore, if you don't, you just can't publish. That's good for them. They want the monopoly. That's how things go. They go in cycles like that. Now, third-party publishers can't publish. All right, if they go nuclear like that, and then what you're going to get is a lot of people with a lot of product left that they can't sell, maybe depending on how much time they give them to sell. Then you got legal fights, court battles, yada yada yada. Okay, worst case, what happens to all of us? Now, personally, for me, I have all the books I want. I've been buying books forever since I'm 14. I've been buying books almost 40 years, and I, over COVID, built up a stock of things that I like and more stuff that I never bought way back. So on the personal front, on that level, the most fundamental level, I'm good. But I like to buy more books, right? I like to buy dice. I like to buy books. I like to see what new stuff is out there. I've even bought a bunch of 5e stuff until it started sucking a few years ago because I was running a 5e campaign. And I stole from things liberally. I steal from everything, right? Steal ideas or whatever from and a map or whatever from everywhere. Okay, so as far as it goes for me, I have everything I need. I have PDFs of stuff I don't have in print, and I have PDFs of stuff I do have in print, and it's all there. I'm okay. My game is going to be okay. My people are going to be okay. They're going to run it on Roll20 or in person. We'll be good to go. Okay, because it's a second edition game, and I'm never going back to fifth edition or any new edition anyhow. But my friends are having problems because I know a lot of guys who publish stuff. Right, Eric Tenkar, he publishes Continual Light. Rob Connolly, Majestic Wilderlands. Tim Schwartz does a lot of zines. Matt Jackson, if he ever gets off his ass, could publish some more books, maps. I don't think it'll affect him too much of maps, but still, he's put out some other things too. Greg Christopher, Ambition and Avarice. He's like, well, screw this. I'm just going to keep doing it. And they could kiss my ass. So that's good for him, right? So he's good because he has a whole different system and a different expression of the things in there. So he's pretty confident. And like he says, by the time they get down to him on the pecking order, at that point, it's scorched earth, really scorched earth. So, but these guys, other than Greg, are wondering, what the hell am I going to do? What is this license? What can I print it under? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. It's up in the air, right? And I'm disturbed, even though it doesn't affect me personally because I don't put anything out. It affects them, so I'm kind of hurt for them. I'm disturbed. I don't like, to see the people I like and give a damn about and having to go through stressful times, especially when it's money. Even though it's a little bit of money, it's money they rely upon for what they put out there. Now, this is, I think, a lot of people can relate to this. That's why I'm doing it from the every man perspective, me. And so we all know people, right? How is it going to affect conventions? I mean, if you have third-party publishers, that's a big place for them to go publish things, sell things that they publish, right? So you have a table set up, and you're putting out your books and this and that. If you can't sell your old stuff and you can't put out new stuff under it, then what? Right now, people are talking about what about the York license? Okay, it's a maybe. I'll believe it when I see it. It looks promising so far. It looks like they may have, dealt with or are dealing with at least any sort of morality clause in there. I mean, if Autark or Adventure Conquer King puts out something, their SRD, if Pathfinder 2.0 puts out an SRD, you can use that stuff to retro clone anything. Essentially, you're good to go. You can rely upon that, I think, right? So you can make your retro clone instead of having OGL 1.0a. The OGL will relate to the new Orc OGL, and it will reference a different system reference documents, and you could derive everything from there. So that's good. Okay. I hope it works out. Because the people are talking about too this morality clause. Who's going to enforce it? Even if there was one. First of all, the morality clause will make people not sign up, right? But even if there is one, who the hell's going to enforce that thing? What is there going to be? Who decides it? Number one, who pays for the enforcement of it? Number two, I don't know. That's why I don't think there will be one. Honestly, I think it'd be stupid. I think people understand it'd be the stupidest thing ever. Put some morality clause in your SRD if you want. That way nobody put out anything for you because they're scared of offending, right? That's fine. Now, the other thing too, we got Cobalt, Cobalt Press making Black Flag. All right, it's another RPG, I guess. That they could run their products on. I imagine they're going to probably have an SRD in there under this thing since they're involved in the Orc license. So, good, right? So, you have the third-party publisher industry is going through some rough times. What is going to happen? We don't know. We don't know how scorched earth. Assuming that's going to be the nuclear. Like I said, we better get on board with this Orc license. When is Wizards of the Coast going to go scorched earth? We don't know. We took them by surprise. You guys, everybody, I included, canceled any subscriptions. I didn't have a subscription to this D&D Beyond, but surprisingly, about 4 years ago, I made an account under it, so I canceled the account. I sent a ticket in, so that hurt, right? Maybe 40,000 people I'm hearing canceled, so that hurt their bottom line. And even more importantly, a bunch of whiner D&D players, who cares, right? Hurt the bottom line a little bit. They may take attention, that get their attention on that. But the thing that matters the most is when it the major news networks, the Motley Fool and all these other, not C-SPAN. What the hell is that? The CNBC, yeah, they picked up an article on it. When the mainstream press is talking about Hasbro's stock price because of what's going on with Wizards of the Coast, especially on the heels of the Magic the Gathering, I think it's gonna make them step back and reevaluate. However, by reevaluate, keep in mind they've spent enough money, millions and millions of dollars, between 250, 350 new programmers, between AI, DM. I mean, this game is not going to be the game that you and I played. It's turning into, like I said before, an MMO. It's going to be a turn-based MMO essentially, and that is going to be an AI DM. Hey, come on, what the hell good is that, right? The new crowd it's going to attract has nothing to do with the old crowd that played, and I don't think they care about us. They figure we're going to die off, the old timers, in 10 or 20 years. Too much Mountain Dew and Coke, right? Coca-Cola, and yeah. If there was the other kind, there'd be a lot more skinnier gamers. Anyway, yeah, it's going to die out soon anyway. It's going to we'll go by the wayside, right? They just want to clear it, and we could keep playing our games, and then as long as we don't mess up their big new thing, they're going to go digital, 100% digital, right? Now, looking at other things that it might affect that I'm interested in, right? Zines. Every year, we have Zine Quest. What if they put a cease and desist on any zines that include, they could go that way? What open games license? They 1.08 can't do it. Oh, that's that's copyrighted. Whatever they might do. Will that force people like Kickstarter to pull back on Zine Quest? I don't know. Will it scare people away from participating? I don't know. There's a lot of I don't knows here, guys. Right? I mean, what about drive-through RPG? What happens with those guys? They lose I'm assuming, I think everybody pretty much assumes the DM's Guild is going to go away. That's not going to be a thing anymore, right? What about the other stuff on there? A lot of you guys are new to this thing. You don't remember, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years ago, Wizards of the Coast pulled a bonehead maneuver. I think it was back in the 4E days. They put this stupid thing where they said they're going to pull all their content off a drive-through. And everybody went nuts because they were like, my God, I better download my stuff. I better get it all because if I bought something but didn't download it or didn't have a copy or it's on an old crashed hard drive, and so over overnight, I remember doing this at 1 a.m. because the news broke late, and I'm at 1 a.m. downloading every single thing I ever bought off a drive-through RPG. They could do that if they're in bonehead mode. They could do that bonehead move again. So if you like it, if you have it on drive-through, better go download it, right? I don't want to put fear and uncertainty out there, but there's enough fear and uncertainty out there to make me say this to you guys. I've seen it. Right. So this is something to keep in mind. Now, Roll20, right? I play on Roll20. I've played a 5e game on Roll20. I got a new 2e game on Roll20 because my players are all over the damn place. But I like to play in person. Hell yeah. Can't. They're in multiple states, right? So I play in Roll20. Now I bought about $350 worth of 5e crap when I was doing it. Are they going to pull that? I don't know. Is it going to go away? I don't care, I guess. But I'd be pissed if I spend something and it's gone. I can never use it again. Not that I'm gonna, but still, it's the point. My brother still, yeah, I bought him gift certificates for Christmas, birthdays, things like that. So he has a lot of that stuff too. And he's going to keep running a 5e game that I play in. So is that going to go away? I don't know. The character sheet going to go away? Who the hell knows? How vicious are they going to get? That's what it comes down to, guys. By that token, I have a second edition game, and there is a second edition character sheet on there. Is that OGL? I don't know. Are they gonna claim that too? Who the hell knows? It's a great second edition character sheet. This guy put years and years of millions of hours of work into this thing, and I like it. It makes it easier to roll and do your stuff on Roll20. But bottom line, if they go all kinds of crazy like that, but you could still upload any map you want as a DM, and the players just do a /r space 5d6 and boom, 5d6 fireball. There it is. It'll work, right? It'll work. This is what we did before this character sheets came around, anyways. What we've been doing, I've been on Roll20 since its inception, right? I mean, doing it like that anyhow. It did make a difference. Or here's a novel idea, guys. Use Roll20 for the maps and tokens and just roll dice. I mean, if you're playing with a group and you can't trust them not to cheat, you're playing with the wrong damn group. All right, we've done that many a time where you just roll the dice. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to roll dice. I keep buying dice, damn it, and you can't stop buying dice. Yeah. So Noble Knight, they may see some weird benefit, because if they go all kinds of crazy, what are you going to have? You're going to have a lot of third-party publishers who have to dump stock because they can't sell it, right? So they'll sell it to Noble Knight. Noble Knight's reselling, right? Is used stuff. There's no prohibition on selling used books. I can't imagine they go that far with their stupid craziness. So Noble Knight may benefit on this. They say, yeah, you got 300 books and 500 E's and 400 O's. We'll buy it for pennies on the dollar, or cut some sort of a deal to buy in bulk and sell it on their site. Who knows? I mean, it came to mind too as I was thinking about this. Maybe somebody sets up a shell company, an LLC or something like that, and sells it to the LLC, and then the LLC goes and sells it. Who owns the LLC? Well, your brother, your cousin. I don't know. I'm not saying that's not legal advice. I'm not saying go do it, but just some ideas that are floating around in my evil little nefarious head there. So about minis, I can't paint for crap, but I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. That gives you an idea of my artistic ability. But I have bought a lot of minis for the WizKids stuff, because a goblin's a goblin. You can use it no matter what edition you're playing. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. And those WizKid minis were relatively cheap, and they were decent, right? So you can put them on there for the rare times I do play in person. Is that going to go away? Probably, I would imagine, because they're going to try to move everything online, right? I would imagine it might go away. I don't know. If it does, WizKids are not putting out anything cool lately anyhow. Maybe Pathfinder might put out stuff under the Pathfinder license, and it's kind of almost the same thing anyhow. So what's the big deal, right? It may cause a hiccup in the mini department, but with the prevalence now of these 3D printers, as they get cheaper, more and more cost effective, you might see more stuff out there for them. Who knows? Physical 5e books, or 6e, it's going to be. I mean, hell, I haven't bought a 5e book in a couple of years because they all suck lately. Most of the good stuff you buy out there is third-party stuff anyhow, right? So what's the difference? You're not going to buy any more books, and you're not going to play 6e anyhow, so who cares? I'm not going to buy any 6e books, and there's no more 5e books that I give a shit about. And they're going to go no books anyway. Eventually, they're going to phase out books, I bet you. Like I said before, I have everything I need in terms of books. There's nothing that I'm missing, and I have PDFs for the rest. Now, as to my game, like I said, I'm playing 2E online on Roll20. My guys, they can just pull up a character sheet and they're all set. But will it go away? If so, we got PDFs. You can print out a character sheet. You got the old ones. It's not a big deal, right? So me personally, bottom line, it's not going to affect me that much. But it affects the hobby I love, right? I've been playing this thing almost 40 years, and I don't like anything to wreck a hobby that I like to play. I want this hobby to, ultimately be something you pass along to future generations in the same way that you enjoyed it, right? And it's going to be morphed into something transformed. I just don't I don't recognize what it's going to be. It's not the thing I want. It's not the thing I like. It's not the thing I know as D&D. So it's just going to be a mess. That's what I don't like about it, honestly. Even though it doesn't affect me personally, except via my friends and messing up the hobby I like too. I want certain things to be the same. I want to pass along traditions. I want to pass along rolling dice and getting together with buddies around a table with, some sodas or beers and chips and dice and paper and cheering for victories and busting balls for crappy rolls or whatever. I mean, that's it. So, I mean, the OSR I think is going to grow off of this. I really do. Once the OSR third party publishers get it together in terms of what they're going to back, they might go copy. They might just say, "Hey, I'll just change it enough so I'm not using the SRD content." They might do some sort of orc license and derive theirs from another person's SRD. Who knows? Who knows? But we'll see. I think they're going to get more players though, and that's why I'm going to keep doing videos on my 2E game and how to run OSR games and things like that. I don't want to be a I did my video a few weeks ago about Wizards of the Coast hates you. And I was kind of tongue in cheek and it was clickbaity and I admitted it. I admitted it, in the comments in the video, but I didn't realize how much they actually did. Who knew? Who knew I was right with my hyperbole? But yeah, I mean, they just want your money. Those tweets or emails or whatever that came out talking about they just see you as an impediment to your, as a gamer, you're just an impediment to getting into your wallet. That's all you are to them. So it's just true. They just don't care. They're a sociopathic company. I hope everything works out for the retro clones sooner rather than later. The OSR will keep growing. My game will keep running the way I normally play it. But I hope the hobby survives in some recognizable format. And honest to God, I swear to God, I hope the Wizards of the Coast crashes and burns with their stupid ass the direction that they're going in. I hope everybody involved in it is fired. I hope the whole thing crashes and burns. I will sit back and just love it. Love it. Hate to see people lose their jobs. Wouldn't mind seeing some of these assholes who made these decisions lose their jobs, though. I got to tell you that much. So anyway, it's just my thoughts about how it might, just random thoughts. But I'm jotted down some notes and figured I'd get on board and tell you what's going on with me and how it might affect me. Because I think, even though I got a YouTube channel and whatnot, I'm still just the average Joe player here, right? So figure you might have some thoughts about it. Please, if you like the video, comment, click that little like button. I like to hear your thoughts. I respond to every single comment. So on YouTube, at least, I respond to every single comment you guys put out there. So yeah, share it around if you like it, though. Okay, guys, and look for more content coming up pretty soon, probably sometime this week. I got my next one-on-one game with another player. He's playing a thief, and I got that coming up for my second edition game. We're going to be running it this Saturday. So I'm going to do my pre-video as I do last time before the game. I'm going to record that half, and then after the game, I'm going to do the and what happened. So then the first one's going to be, here's what I did, here's what I think might happen. And the second part, I'm going to splice it together and say, here's actually what happened. So people seem to like that format. All right. So anyway, I will let you go, guys. Have a great day. I have to go to the gym and then I got a game tonight with Rob Connolly. Should be fun. This majestic Wilderland city state of the Invincible Overlord game where it's a master class in running city games. I hope he someday gets it together and there's a blog post or a video series on it because I never learned so much except for when I played with Tim, who derived a lot of his city practice with Rob. So I'm playing in Rob's games. So anyway, guys, I'll let you go. Talk to you later. Have a great one, and we'll see you soon.